The background of Oceans of Hope is we're sailing around the world in a sailboat with people with multiple sclerosis as the crew. They're actually sailing this boat. By this we are changing the perception of what it's like to have a disease like this, have a chronic disease, and sort of creating an environment where people, they can empower themselves and be back and get reconnected to life. That's what it's really all about. It's wonderful to be here in Sydney. Obviously now the weather is much better here than in Denmark at this time of year. And for the World MS Day, we've crossed two huge oceans, Atlantic Ocean and the Pacific Ocean, and more than halfway around the world. The World MS Day is about creating awareness of this disease, and it's about creating access for people living with multiple sclerosis, access to treatment, access to rehabilitation, and access to, well, to life. And what we're representing with this project is equal access to empowerment and to reach out into the future. I'm a medical doctor working at the University Hospital in Copenhagen, and then I'm also a sailor. And one of my patients living with MS had built his own boat to sail around the world, and now he saw his dreams shattered. That's when I realized that I'm going to sail around the world with people with MS. So that's when I started doing these sailing programs and founded Sailing Sclerosis and Oceans of Hope.
Living with MS, I think the worst part of it for me is the not knowing what's going to happen next. It's just, you could wake up tomorrow and not be the same person. I sailed all my life just in dinghies, 16 and 18 foot skiffs, but never really went to sea on a yacht. And the opportunity came up to go on an ocean voyage. I said, that's it, that's me, I've got to go and do it. And it's the best thing that's ever happened to me, I think. It's been amazing. I didn't know to start with, but I had got onto other yachts and did a bit of sailing before getting onto Oceans of Hope, and it was a baptism of fire. I was either going to like it or hate it, and I absolutely loved it. For me, the challenge is that every day is a different day. I have some days are really good, and other days I have lots of issues that I'm faced with contending. They might be sensory loss or vision alteration or bodily function challenges and so on. So every day is an interesting challenge for me. I've spent a lot of time over a long time to maintain my health, and this has been a challenge that I wanted to see whether I could achieve, and I'm very pumped that I was stretched and challenged and I made it across the Tasman Sea, and I'm still smiling. It wasn't a mill pond, it was rather challenging, and the boat was doing lots of interesting things, and I had an attachment with the ceiling down below at one stage when I crashed into another lady, and I've got better bruises on my legs and my bum than you could possibly ever imagine, and it's all fun. It's been great. It was very stormy. It was stormy when we left Auckland, and equally so when we finally got into Sydney. It was very much a storm right till we got here.
Well, for me, and I think I'm very lucky with my kind of MS because I'm not that affected. But of course it's difficult and it's challenging every day. In my case it's mostly fatigue. But I still it can do something good for you as well. Huge difference, you can imagine. It's been an adventure, and I think at this time I don't really know how big yet, but I can feel it's just going to be, it's been amazing. It's really been amazing, and you move all your boundaries, good and bad. Yeah, so it's been big. Well, it's saying that you can do more than you think, or at least try, and if it's a good experience or a bad experience, you're gonna get something great out of it, about yourself and about what you're able to do. Yeah, so it's everybody who gets the chance, which we did, and which is exceptional. Grab it, it's really amazing, yeah.
For me, the challenges are endurance and strength. And so living with MS is probably the same as anybody living with a chronic issue that they have to compensate for on a daily basis. I think it really brought home the idea that people with a common goal can accomplish really difficult things together. And that if we all work together with our own separate strengths and weaknesses, that it can all happen. If you have the desire and a group of folks to help you do it, you can do anything. And you can accomplish even the most awesome things and difficult things.